Is live in London. He's following a number of stories going on overseas. Tom Rivers, thanks for joining us here on the Big 550 KTRS in St. Louis.
You got her. Yeah, a couple of biggies. Let's start with Afghanistan. We finally now have confirmation Mullah Mohammed Akhtar Mansour, head of the Taliban, taken out by U.S. drone strike, but it's over the border on the Pakistani side, southwest Pakistan, Balochistan. The Afghan president, Ghani, thumbs up. A big thumbs up as well from the CEO, Abdullah. Those guys hardly agree on anything. But across the border, as we talked about in the past, the Pakistanis do not like U.S. drones in their air, and they say no, even though there's no love lost with this guy, Mansour. They're saying, we don't want you guys shooting down things from the air. So we'll see how that one plays out in the coming days.
Yeah, now this happened while President Obama, was he in Vietnam or was he on his way to Vietnam?
I think when he was on his way, there's confusion exactly the time frame, but we're getting quotes from him that there's been confirmation that Mansour is in fact dead, head of the Taliban, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, keeping close tabs on this trip to Vietnam.
Yeah, this is a name that America's not very well. That's not very well known. How big of a leader of the Taliban was he?
Well, again, according to President Ghani in Kabul, he says it's a game changer because he said this individual was, in essence, standing in the way of trying, number 579 and trying to get some peace talks going in Afghanistan. So that's his take on this thing. Yeah. And, of course, violence has certainly stepped up over the past year or so since he's been calling the shots. He took over from Mullah Omar. We found out last year that he was now the leader, but we also found out that Omar probably died a couple of years before that. So a strange transition. We're expecting some other transition, somebody else is going to be stepping up to the plate, taking over after Mansour.
All right, that's the big news over the weekend. Now, while we have you, what's the latest with the Egyptian airliner? What's the latest there?
Boy, interesting developments over the weekend. You probably saw this with the data release. Smoke sensors detecting particulates in one of the lavatories, also in the equipment bay below that, directly below that, where a number of computer systems are housed. Also, sensors in the window of the cockpit. So whatever it was, catastrophic, it appears to be an electrical kind of a short or a fire swept through the electrical system. But, of course, that doesn't solve the mystery because that could have been precipitated by, say, an incendiary device down in the hold, et cetera, et cetera. So the hunt goes on. In fact, Egypt has now sent a submarine to this search area, quite a large search area, in fact, and it can get down to about 10,000 feet if it can hear these pings. So far, that has not been picked up, but again, they have a few more weeks to deal with that.
Yeah, in search of the black box. What about the debris? How much debris are they starting to find?
They're finding some, again, but by percentages, most of this, we've seen from past experience, would go down below, but some of it, things like parts of seats, life jackets, that kind of lighter stuff will come up, and it can be very important if it happens. If, say, in fact, it was a bomb, and you got a piece that actually shows, some impact, and you can get, explosive traces off of it. Very, very important indeed. Yeah. So they're out there. A number of countries involved. The U.S. Is overflying, and you also have France down there. You've got Cyprus, Greece, helping out as well. So we'll see exactly. They'll collect as much as they can, and we've seen in the past they reconstruct these things in a hangar usually. And as more parts become available, they try to exactly determine where this fire or this bomb or whatever started and work their way out from there.
Tom Rivers, ABC News correspondent live in London. Tom, thanks for checking in.
Take care.
6:50.